So here we have selected the Nasdaq 100 between October 24 and April 25. And you see this is regular price and this is candlesticks in the bottom. And the right chart is precisely the volume profile. So it shows the volume on the x-axis and the y-axis is price levels. So you see a horizontal distribution, horizontal histograms. And particularly what we see here for this time period, if we were to draw some lines, we see that most of the volume happened around these levels. Quick disclaimers. We do not give investment or financial advice. We are only sharing our personal opinions. The profile chart highlights the area where most of the trading happened, as you can see here. So it's around these levels. So this is where most of the buying and selling happened. And this is eventually also the area where we will have support and resistance levels. And this is what we observe in the volume profile chart, as you can see here. Quick interruption. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your network. Now let's compare the volume profile with the traditional way to look at volume. So we'll go back to the candlesticks page. We'll take the Nasdaq 100, and the time period will be between October 2024 and April 2025. So the same time period we just had before. Let's have a look at the candlesticks chart, and beneath we have the volume. So it is interesting to see on days where we had high volume peaks, like on this one on the 27th of December. We look at the price, it's not a huge change. Another one here on the 3rd of January. And the 3rd of January also, like it's not a huge price change. Also, what we also see, for instance, let's have a look at the converse way, where you see where we look for high price changes, like this one on April 9th. We see a huge jump in the price, this green candlestick. But then on the 9th of April, there isn't a huge volume bump. It happens on 11th of April. So what this tells us here is that there is a lot of trading, a lot of buy and sell around this zone of potentially resistance. On the other hand, we saw a high jump in prices on days where we didn't have very high volume. So this means that probably here the liquidity was very thin, and we only had one side of the transaction where you could potentially have either like lots of buyers and very few sellers, or the other way around. So that's quite interesting to see if you think about price movements, also taking into account liquidity. Thank you for watching, and until next time.